What's going on, Show Nation? It's Movie with Movie Gaming TV, and in today's video, we're going to do some film study of a game that I had against Yuhane about it. We played earlier this morning, and I did record the footage. I wasn't necessarily recording, or I wasn't streaming or anything like that. We just matched up in ranked seasons and played against each other, and there's no friendly quit or anything like that. We just ran a game, basically. And I thought it might be interesting to do some film study on it and go back and look at it. As you can see, he's 197 and 29. He is 8th currently on the lifetime leaderboard, I believe, for this season in particular. Let's see here. If we go to the standings for the current season, he is currently at... Let's see. He's currently at 10, so he's like 29 and 2 on the season. 192 or whatever it is, and 29 is also pretty dang impressive to me. And you know, this is what I talk about in my videos. I like to play against people that are a lot better than me, because that's how I improve. That's how I get better. I can't recommend that you do that enough. And I have not rewatched the game yet. I have not rewatched this game yet, so I'd like to rewatch it. And I'm just going to go through what I was thinking and kind of just talk about what was going on during the game. This is something that interests you. Stick around, because that's what we're gonna do in this video, and I thought it might be interesting. Plus, I really want to review the footage myself and see how I did. Talk about some things I did, talk about some things that he was doing, and yeah, go check him out if you haven't checked him out. You know, he's got his Twitch, he's got his YouTube going. You can see like Twitch, that's his name up there in the top left corner of the screen. Anyways, let's get into the footage. And again, like I said, I really wasn't like recording. I wasn't like recording a gameplay or a Twitch stream. I just like, all right, I'm gonna fire up OBS for this one. I'll record this one, you know what I mean? Because I want to be able to go back and watch this game after it's done. So anyways, let's get into it. What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna watch it in my video editor, and then I'm just going to basically react to everything that's going on. So you'll hear my voice here in a second, and let's go ahead and watch this game. Okay, so this first at-bat here was actually really bad, and that's because I was literally on my computer. I was opening up OBS to record this, so that's kind of what I'm doing, like in the middle of this at-bat, and that was a terrible swing. But I want to get OBS open to record this. That's why you didn't see like the beginning where, you know, our names go out there and it shows our records and all that stuff. So that was a really bad at-bat. Just throw that one away. Got Mike Trout up now. He starts me off with a circle change. I'm up over the top of that. I thought it was going to be a sinker, something like that. He's going to throw that cutter on the outside, and I was having a lot of trouble with outside pitches in this game. That's definitely one thing that I got to take away from this, is I've got to be better on outside pitches just in general. Take that sinker on the inside. Do get a ball on that. That was pretty much a dot. And then we get a change up low in the zone. I'm all over that. I got my PCI placement perfect. I was just a little bit early. I almost like saw it too well. Sometimes you can be very early when you just see a pitch way too well. He gets me on the curveball. I thought that curveball was going to clip like the bottom lower half part of the strike zone, because that's where I throw it a lot. And it just dropped off the table. Good pitch there. Gets me to chase ahead in the count. You can throw pitches outside the zone. See, that's the pitch I'm talking about right there. Look at my PCI placement's perfect. Like, I'm all over it, but I just don't start my swing early enough. I'm trying to wait back too long on it. Take a low and inside fastball there. He ends up going with the fastball. It's just out the plate. It's too early in the count necessarily to go for that. If I don't see it well, I don't see it well. That pitch, that sinker on the outside, you almost got to be looking for that too, and I was off on that. He throws a cutter on the inside with 2 strikes. I have to respect the fact that it could be a dotted sinker. He's been dotting his pitches, so it's kind of like I got to protect there. Not a good start to the game whatsoever. He's going to start off with Mike Trout. I've got Al Leiter on the hill. We'll start off with the sinker. I do get 88% accuracy on this, but it wasn't very good. I noticed, I just remember like thinking back to this game, I was very nervous when I was pitching. Like, look, 62% slow. It's one of those things that, like, in film review and just like going back is so important. So we did get 100% there, but look, you know, a .11 early, so not a perfect pitch. Like, when you play somebody that's better, you really got to settle down on the mound and pitch like you would pitch in any other circumstance. Look at that, 37% accuracy on a sinker is just that's inexcusable. It's got to be way better than that. Gonna go with the curveball on 3 and 2 just to try to mix it up, try to give him a different look. He fouls that pitch off. He's late on that. He was like, he couldn't decide if that was going to be a strike until the last second. I think I tried to settle down a little bit on that pitch because I realized how bad I was on the pinpoint. And it was just all nerves. So like, here's another one. I was like, I really got to focus in and lock in. Like I say, always try to win the mini game, whether it's putting the PCI on the ball and swinging on time, or just winning that pinpoint, meter, focusing on it, not looking at the pitcher, just focusing on making like 100% accuracy type pitches, winning those mini games. Go inside, he's gonna lay off that slider. Sometimes when they lay off that slider, I like to always say, let's see you do it again. Let's see you do it again. He kind of, that's a good animation right there to get. If you get that animation, that's a good check swing. And I just kept going after it because you got to respect it so much. If you've been watching that channel for a little while, you know how much I'm like a big fan of that combo. Gonna go low and inside with the sinker. Again, just too nervous. Like, there's no excuse for me getting a 38% accuracy on a sinker that I've thrown a million times. Got away with that one. That was right down the middle. Just absolutely right down the middle. Gonna throw a slider. Look how bad that is. 52%. I'm just nervous. I'm scared that he's gonna hit it out for a home run, and it's affecting my ability to execute in the mini game of the pinpoint meter itself, and that's just not good enough. Like, you gotta lock in, you gotta take care of business. If they hit it, they hit it. Try to hit your spots, you know what I mean? And you can only control what you can control. So I'm gonna go with a cutter there. He's gonna take that. Very, very good play discipline. 3 and 2. I'm gonna try this outside slider. So I've been throwing sliders in different spots a lot lately. I got that one perfect. Looking back in film study, I really got that one perfect. Just didn't go where I wanted it to go. But one pitch I've really been using a lot. Let's say it's like right on right, like Corbin Burns versus a righty. Like, I've been throwing the low and inside slider a lot because it actually really messes with people pretty good. That's a nice dotted pitch right there. Even I was 0.10 seconds late and they still gave me the dot. Trying to settle down a little bit, get some strikes over, get him to pop out to center field. This is a win for us. Anytime it's tied, you know, after an inning, like each inning, if we're trying to win each inning in particular, anytime that it's like that, I consider that a win for us. So we got David Ortiz up. I definitely want to have better at bats in the top half of the second here because the last inning was just so bad. Kind of a decent swing there. I tried to weigh back on it and take it to the other side. Like I said, my outside pitches, my timing, just, I don't know, like, it's got to be better than that. I was looking for like a slider, especially over there, so that sinker was effective. Look, really the cutter, the slider, same thing. I got to remember, Cliff Lee does not even have a slider. He only has the cutter. He's going to go below the zone with that circle change. This time it doesn't catch the zone. I would have had a pretty good swing on it if it was in the zone. PCI really can't even reach down there. Got Jimmy Fox up now. Nice matchup for Jimmy Fox, too. Been playing him at catcher, and this is a great matchup for him. Great swing. All-time one of the best swings since MLB The Show 19. Nice to have him in the mix. His defense is bad, but he's got decent speed. He's got a really good swing, and he's really, really good against lefties. 1-1. Just looking for a pitch here. And again, something I was talking about on my Twitter today, I put out a little video clip. I'm really trying to have a relaxed grip on the controller. So I've noticed that if I like try to grip the controller with all my strength, it's not good. Like, you want your hands to be very relaxed, you know, almost like you're barely holding on to the controller, if that makes sense. Be very relaxed on the left stick so you can just flick to where you need to flick and hit a home run. I was not on that one. That was very, very fortunate. I'm not even sure how that one really got out of it. Or out of there. I'm not sure 100% of the time too how accurate the PCI is, and regardless to like the feedback. Sometimes I just don't know. I mean, I'm not sure if there was like any kind of like lag spike or anything, but that one got driven pretty far and up out of here for a home run. Now we got Simeone up, taking a couple pitches there, taking that pitch to get to 1-1. He's going with Cliff Lee. Going with that outside cutter that had me frozen. I don't know if I thought it was a sinker or what, or if I'm just trying to take pitches because I'm a little bit nervous and just trying to at least swing at one that I see real well. 2-2. Now looking back at this, he dots me up with a sinker. I should have been swinging there on 2-2. I should have been swinging 2-2 because he can't. He's probably thinking, just like looking back in this film study, he's probably thinking to himself like, I'm 2-2. I've got to get a pitch over. I can't really throw like the inside cutter here and try to get him to chase. He had an extra pitch to use. Maybe that's what I was thinking. Gets the sinker across there for another dot. I mean, early in the count, we're just waiting for anything good, unless we just see it really well, like on one of the corners or something like that, and we're going to go after it. way out in front of that circle. I felt like I sold out well. I remember that swing, and then just another dot of that sinker up. And I've got to pull the trigger. It looked like my PCI was in the right spot. Just deeper in counts, like he was challenging more. Just looking back at this film study so far through this. So we got the 1-0 lead anyways, and then that's just a beautiful swing. I missed with the sinker. I needed it on the inside. It caught the middle. Good players, left on left, it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? They're going to put good swing on it. That's a fantastic PCI placement. That's a lot harder than it looks. That was really well done. Start him off with the sinker inside. He's going to take that with Jackie Robinson. I was moving that around because I was literally like, I need to be better on the pinpoint meter. I remember thinking like to myself, so I had to do that to just try to relax and get it done. So we get a pop-up to right field. Trout's under it. I think this park has pretty decent elevation. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think the fences are that particularly long or anything like that. I talked to Hana after the game. Like I sent him a message on Twitter, and he was talking a little bit about his stadium to me. Anyways, we're going inside with that slider. What's nice about Al is he's got the sinker, the slider, and the cutter, all three pitches that you can mix in to do what you need to do. He's got 1 and 2. Mantle's obviously got a lot better stats versus lefties. It's kind of like his choice of Jimmy Fox. 2 and 2, trying to get that slider on the inside. It's almost too far off. Still can be effective, but it's almost too far off. He should be late on that pitch. I see that he's early on this pitch. And if he's early on this pitch, that means I'm going to go to something. I went to the crazy pitch. Look at this. My slider on the outside. He had to wait back on it. He still got it pretty good. He got that pretty good. So instead of a cutter on the backside, I'm throwing sliders in more like places that you don't see. So actually I threw a curveball there. He actually probably should have got a home run on that, just looking back at the feedback. 1-1 here. I'm not going against Posada. He's had some good swings this inning. Let's just go against Cliff Lee. Try to get Cliff Lee out and just get on to the next inning. There's a lot of debate. You know, I see people that say like, hey, I want to attack the 8th hitter so I can start the next hitter with the pitcher. Sometimes for me, I really don't want them to have the pitcher out there, if only because in Diamond Dynasty it's so easy to pinch hit for your pitcher at any time. At any time you could. So it's like if there's a situation where I feel like I'm going to be able to pitch to the pitcher, I know that they're not going to take him out. I want to take advantage of that, especially to close the inning. I get what people are saying on the other side. I mean, in an ideal world, that would be perfect. But I do like to get that guaranteed out when I can get it. Trevor Story up there. Look at that pitch right down the middle. I mean, that's a pitch. Just watching a film study, I've got to recognize way faster and crush. I mean, early in the count, I don't have to necessarily go after that. I did see that one well. They'll put a just early swing on it. Got the cutter, just hit it back up the middle. Didn't have to do too much with it. Now I've got Al lighter up. This is a good situation. I always like to have a fast runner in my A spot too, 89 speed, because if I miss the bunt, hopefully he can get there on the straight steal, and hopefully also the bunt doesn't go well, he can execute there. I'm going to round that turn. There's some people that can make that throw over to third base, but you really got to be paying attention. You can pretty much always go almost to third base on that. I have been thrown out like one time, but I probably say I've been safe doing that about 20 times. So it's a very difficult play, and they kind of have to like take the out. They really don't want to just try to like make a throw over to third base to get you out. Put a good swing on this one. It's not a greght swing by any stretch of the imagination. I did not expect like a home run or anything like that, but I hit a good line drive, knocked him in to get another run. So we did some good execution. A base hit, got him over with the bunt, and then hit it to left field with a good solid hit. I thought I hit this one really well too. I was a little bit early, and the PCI placement was fantastic, but again, my timing on the outside pitch is not exactly where I want it to be. Sometimes I'm really on point with that. There's certain swings like, I don't know, Marcus Simeone and also and Alfonso Soriano. I feel like I'm really good at hitting it the other way with a lot of power, but some cards I'm not. I don't know I think I threw him a curveball there on 1-0, and he absolutely recognized that and blasted that. We had thrown that a couple times already in this game, and he just blasted that pitch on Mike Trout to deep center. Perfect swing, perfect PCI placement. That's just fantastic right there from Hana. We're going on the inside. We're going to throw a sinker on the inside. That's a good dot. We got to be careful, though, because if we start off with that like every single time, that's why I'm not going to another one here. I just went to the cutter to see if I can get him to chase. He made the read there. Let's go to that like low and outside slider. Just didn't get it where I wanted to go, but that pitch has some different movement. Not a lot of people are throwing that pitch right now. The other one that got smashed out has been the curveball, but We went up and away. He was all over that, but it's just like it was on the outside, and he tried to pull it to the left side with his timing. I'm interested to go back now and see like what his feedback was on that. He was just a little bit early. It was a lot like my Trout hit just from last inning, where he's early, but it's on the outside, so the timing really doesn't mesh up for you to be able to pull the ball in that situation. All right, 98%. That's a dot right there. Pretty much just had to take that pitch early in the count, and then I'm trying to mix it up. I don't want him to like sit on that and get a read. If I spam it too much, I've got to keep him guessing, because if I spam it too much, he can just crush it. And this is a good example, as I remember. Oh, I got that cutter right there for 2-2. Let's see. What do I go to here? I'm going to go and try that outside slider. See the movement on that? It kind of just drops down. It's a little bit fast. He's able to foul that off. He reacted to it late. He got great PCI, but he reacted to it late. I'm going back into the cutter. I missed a little bit with the cutter. It hangs up and in. It does not get where I wanted to go. It did not get all the way inside. I wanted to get inside, so if anything, he fouls it off, or he swings and misses it, and it just caught the like top part of the zone. PCI wasn't completely on it, but if that's somewhat what the barrel is and the timing, it definitely can go out there. I mean, it is what it is. That's not going to happen a ton. It's just one of those things you got to shake it off and keep moving. I'm not upset about that one at all. It wasn't that bad of a swing, and he drove it out for a home run. Soriano's got a lot of power. Got David Ortiz up. He hit a home run that first at bat on the inside sinker, so this time I'm thinking I'm going to go away with the slider. And here's the slider inside, the low and inside slider left on left. He does pop that up. It's much better when you have a righty, you know, right now with like the Corbin Burns, just because there's so many more righties right now kind of in the game than lefties. Most people don't have like a lot of lefties on their team. David Ortiz, maybe David Justice. I mean, maybe they have got some other ones, but like our teams like in this game are very similar when you look at both of our rosters. It's either switch hitters or righties for the most part. I think I only have David Ortiz that's like a true lefty that I use. So here we go with Jones outside, that cutter. Good eye there, just I guess laying off that pitch. I'm trying to get any kind of count leverage. I'm just trying to see the ball well. I saw that I mean, he went right after me with that sinker. I don't know if that was a miss or what. Could have been a miss. I've got to make him see that's like one of the main things I've really got to step up my game with, is I've got to make them pay when they make mistakes. Like when I play against players like this, like if you make mistakes over the heart of the plate, they usually don't miss them. I said they hit them at like an 80% clip. Like they hit them and they destroy them for home runs. Like I've got to get better at that. There's too many times when people can get a pitch across that I just don't make them pay for. Like a pitch like that, the inside sinker, like a 0-0, like that's a good pitch to take. I thought I was on that one too, but I just got over the top of that knuckle curve. So unfortunately, I did not get that one for a base hit. And now I got Jimmy Fox up again. Feeling good with Jimmy Fox for some reason in this one. Again, he's got a lot of contact and power, and I love his swing. So I'm feeling confident with him right now. I feel like I saw that one good. See, I really do feel like, just even like watching this now, I feel like I saw that one good. And then I check swung on that one. Got away with the check swing. Perfect tunneling right there. It's either like a sinker on the inside or just go right back to that cutter. And he doesn't want to go back to the cutter in the same. You got to be always careful about pitching the same pitch in the same spot twice. Because somebody, it just, you know, they always talk about like, you know, changing eye level, stuff like that. I get that circle on the outside, so it's like I really hit the changeup well this game. Changeup's in the zone, I was hitting real well for whatever reason. Jimmy Fox is able to take that out the other way. I do think he's very underrated right now. He's a good card to have. Simeone up there. That pitch, that's the one I was talking about that I wanted to see in Phil say. I'm late on it, and I'm not on it with the PCI. It looked like I was pretty decent with the PCI. Maybe I wasn't. Sinker on the inside, just that's nothing I can really do with. You know, it's like I got to respect that could be a cutter, especially early in the count. I don't want to get myself out. Take that circle change low. That time he made sure to like get the circle change below the zone. I don't know if he was trying to do that to Fox or if he was trying to go for the dot. That's a good take right there on that cutter. That's a real good take on 2-2. He's probably going to go right after me, I would think, and he did. A lot of times in 2-2 counts, he went right after me, and he gets a strikeout there. Simeone, I've got to like maybe like on the 2-2 and 3-2 counts. That's where I've really got to just like think, hey, what would I do? You know, I probably would throw a sinker. He gets a blast right there with Jackie Robinson as well. It's a great swing. I went with that sinker, so you got to be careful with the way you start him off. You start Never just keep starting the batter off at the same pitch. That's a great example of a pitch that you saw me foul off to the right side with Chipper Jones. He did not miss it. He absolutely crushed it there with Jackie Robinson. A big difference in our game right here. Look at that, like very bad accuracy, but that's a good spot right there because it's going to get that ground ball right to Simeone. I do like that spot. So we've kind of dodged Mantles and bats twice. He hit it hard both times. That Mantle's still really solid versus lefties, really solid. We're going to go inside with the cutter here to Jorge Posada. If he's still using Posada right now, that's what I talked about in the video that I had that came out yesterday, talking about my favorite cards. Like, if you still want to use Jorge Posada, I got a lot of respect for Jorge Posada. He's really good, so I'm scared. Anybody that's still using him, I respect him a lot. I don't care what the numbers say. I respect that card a lot. He flies out there, though, so we got him on the backside cutter. We got 2 outs here, and he's got Cliff Lee up, which is always nice. I want to be careful with Cliff Lee. I'm going to just throw some like outside sinkers. I don't want to walk him, but I don't want to give him anything good at the same time, because players like this, like, you got to be careful because they can still very, very easily, you know, do some damage. Really, even damage here is not a home run. It's just getting on base anyway. Any kind of loop hits, any kind of hit is not good. We get him just to pop up to left field. That's a win for us. So we try not to give him too good of pitches, but we got to make sure we get that out. That is devastating if that pitcher gets a hit. It often can lead to a loss because it's an extra base runner. It turns the lineup over. It can make the inning go way longer. So I'm glad I got Cliff Lee out there. I saw that cutter really well. You can tell with that too early. I saw that cutter really well. It was just a little bit outside. PCI, keep in mind, PCI in the corners, it cannot even reach that well. It can't. It stops. It stops. You can go a little bit below the zone, above the zone with your PCI, below the zone, middle in, middle away. You can actually stretch the PCI out there, and that's the pitch I gotta improve on. That's the pitch. Like when I'm going well, I'll probably crush that. But when I'm sitting back, it's like I'm sitting back waiting for it to break. But what pitch is really gonna break from that spot? You know, like there's no slider or anything like that that's gonna break back from that spot. I've just got like when I see it going out arm side, I've got to commit to that pitch on the outside. And we did just recently have a video about like hitting inside sinkers and stuff like that. Looking at arm side, glove side. I've got to, when I'm facing these lefties and it's a pitch on the outside, I got to recognize arm side a lot better because I'm late. I'm just late. 94-mile-an-hour sinker there from Cliff Lee. Can't wait to get my Cliff Lee like parallel 5. He's such a great pitcher this year. Great motion, great pitches. He's fantastic. He's actually one of my favorite cards that we have in the game this year. I don't know when he's going to get phased out, but I'm definitely enjoying using this card. Strikes me out. He's seeing that I don't know if he was seeing this during the game, but he was definitely getting his money's worth on the outside part of the plate. I guess I'm too worried about maybe the inside sinker. I'm looking for the inside sinker almost too much, or I'm just I'm waiting back. I'm like almost hoping that it's a ball. I don't know what the deal is here. Just trying to battle with that lighter 0-2. Trying to put a decent swing on it too. Like if I could pull a pitch on the inside, it would have been nice there. Battling here. At this point with the pitcher, I'm going to go with a contact swing. I don't normally contact swing on Legend very often either. I usually go with an X swing. With the pitcher in that situation, I'm just trying to put it in play. Depends on the situation. If I'm just trying to put the ball in play, I might go with the contact swing, but I'd say probably still about 90-some% of the time I'm going with an X swing. Even probably more than that. Like I'm not using that too much. Good dot right there. We did stick with Outlighter too, which you could argue is a mistake here. I probably pushed him a little bit too far. I could have tried to make something happen, you know, gone to my bullpen, but I was just like, I'm gonna stick with Outlighter. There's that backside slider. He put a really good swing on that. Looking back in film, he hit a home run on that curveball too. So whatever was going on with my mind, I almost pitched him the same way. He actually got robbed on that. He put a great swing on that. All right, here's a pitch that I just missed down the middle, and that's what I talked about earlier. These good players pitches down the middle. They don't just like swing and miss or drop the PCI. Like they don't miss that. That's a home run, and I'd love to get that to where that's a part of my game every single time. Like if someone makes a mistake pitch, I'm gonna make them pay like 9 out of 10 times. It's gonna be a home run, and that's where I really got to get my game to. Looking forward here. So we go with the curveball on the outside. I'm gonna go with the cutter on the outside. Sometimes you can see that. Well, he's a little bit behind on that. I don't know if he thought it was like a sinker or what. He's entering the quick menu. I'm not sure if he's getting up somebody on his bullpen. There shouldn't be too many pauses. I don't think we had like a lot of pauses. in this game whatsoever. We played pretty fast, so don't worry about that. Again, a miss with that sinker, just all over. Crushed it with Soriano. Second one of the game. We both are using Soriano. I still am really, really high on the Soriano card. It's very, very good. Look at that swing. It's fantastic. Under the ball, got the top part of the PCI on it to get it the launch angle, and then the perfect timing. Just a great hit. That pitch is kind of like an in-between pitch. Sometimes that pitch is like very strange to me too. It feels like it's a little bit under my hands and it's tough to drive, and I've just got to get better at hitting that pitch. I have been doing a lot more just practicing on Legend, just when I've got like free time. Actually, when this video is probably rendering, I'm gonna work on the thumbnail a little bit, and I'll probably hop into what's it called, some practice mode, and just like take some of my bats. I usually just put the cutters and the sinkers on the outside and the inside. I think I'm turning on the changeups too. I just have been going with like Whit Merrifield against like whoever's on the Rays, because that's like, I just try to find a pitcher like that. But I'm thinking about downloading some rosters, just like anything just to get in there and get going. So we got Jerry Simeone in here. He's got the 99-mile-an-hour sinker, which is obviously real effective. He's got a slider. He's got a splitter. He's pretty hard to go against. The only thing that he doesn't have is the per nines. That's a tough one right there because we got the perfect and we just missed a couple of pitches. I thought we pitched pretty well there. We're going to go outside with the sinker on that one. He's going to let that go. Look at the plate discipline here. Wow, we got David Ortiz to pop up twice in this game. I didn't really realize that, but we got him to pop up twice. I almost missed that catch too. I was like, where's the ball coming down? I was like not really locking in. I couldn't really tell where it is. I usually try to go to the seams. So I'm going to start him off with the sinker on the inside, like throwing a ball on purpose, seeing if I can get him a chase. Great plate discipline there. Saw it so well. He did not. Going to go to the outside with the slider. He did not chase on that. Let's go low and away. Actually, I'm trying for a double play right here. I put it right there, try to get a double play. Hit my spot perfectly. He did not swing on that. Too much count leverage to swing at something like that. He's probably like looking in the middle, obviously. And then draws a walk with Jackie Robinson. That's actually a really, really, really good at bat looking back. He didn't chase anything. He just stayed within his game plan, and that's really, really nice, honestly. He's got Mickey Mantle up, though, so that's actually not bad for us. Mantle's PCI versus a righty is pretty much nothing. He's going to get a little bit of an advantage going up against Jerry's, who only has, like, what, like 100 or so H per 9. And he does get a base hit back up the middle. Try to get a good throw with my 99 arm cap, and we still cannot get him out at home. Chipper Jones got too good of a break. Maybe the baseball was just not hit hard enough up the middle. It kind of felt like it was. We're going up against Ortiz here. I'm always just scared against Posada. I don't know why, but I am. It's just like he's very dangerous, has a good swing. He's got a ton of contact right now too, so he's probably going to put the ball in play. 2-0. Trying to throw some good pitches here. That's tough right there. Just not quite accurate enough. 3-0. I think at this point I was like, I'm just gonna go for a walk, and I clipped the zone on that one. I'm just trying to get him to chase. I don't want to give him anything good. He's gonna take the walk. We got 2 outs. We got Cliffley up, and I was just basically making him play his hand. Are you gonna take Cliffley out or keep him in? He's obviously is too big of a situation. You put the game away right here with a big hit. So I'm going to make him take Cliffley out of the game. And then my plan is just to go to Jake Diekman anyway. He's going to have to take out Jesse Winker because you're going to have to do that. You know what I mean? So he's going to go to Ernie Banks. But at least we wasted one more of the bench spots. There's a lot more pitchers that you usually have than the bench spots also. So, look to make them burn a bench spot when you can. And we're going to go to the inside. Jake Diekman has been fantastic. We're about to have Zach Britton in the game tomorrow. Once the daily moments are finished up tomorrow, Zach Britton will be in the game. And Josh Hader is actually fantastic right now. Aroldis Chapman's great as well. And I still do like Jake Diekman a lot. So I don't know who's going to be the odd person out. I usually only keep 3 lefties. I usually don't keep 4 lefties. I keep 3 lefties and 4 righties. I've been doing that for years. What do you have in your bullpen? Is that something you do? I'm kind of curious. I've never really taken like a poll of what people do with theirs. That's just kind of what I've always done with mine, but it always kind of depends on like what the meta is in the game. Like if there was like 4 great ones, maybe I would keep that. I could like, I'm trying to think who I could take out of my bullpen or something like that. Maybe I could take out, that was a really good swing on that one too. I was a little bit off though. That's one that like can go either way. That one could go over the wall, or that one could be missed like that. It's probably more fair for a miss, but like when I was trying to pull that pitch with my timing, it's pretty good timing on that. Could have gone either way. There's that sinker on the outside. from he's still running Wainwright. I haven't run Wainwright in a while. Honestly, I love his pitches. I just don't love his per nines. Just gonna throw. That's a dirty cutter right there. I did not see that one well at all. Great cutter right there. You got kind of. I almost like kind of look for the spin on the cutter, and I'm like looking at the pixels of the baseball. Do get a good swing on that curveball there. So we hit a lot of like low off speed very well in this game. I don't know if he's trying to throw that for a dot or if he's trying to get that below the zone to make me chase. I definitely would have chased if it was below the zone. Maybe that pitch kind of hung on him a little bit. We're going to take that inside sinker here. That pitch, if I'm off, it's a grounded into a double play. So I'm taking that pitch off. That's a good pitch right there in that four seam. That almost looked like it had like a cutter action to it. Almost looked like it broke there. Just watching this back and post. And then he gets me on the cutter. I mean, that's just a silly swing. Like, think about what the previous pitch is. He's not going to probably double up. You know what I mean? I thought he was going to double up. Good take on that changeup right there. That's easier said than done. Lots of people are getting way better when I play against them, though. Just like taking low pitches in the dirt. Up and away. I'm going to foul that off. I think, like, if you're on the lower levels, you can really take advantage of some good tunneling and get them to chase over the top. And then they'll send you a message after the game being like, why didn't you throw me strikes? Or something like that. And just be like, whoa, you kept swinging at him. You know what I mean? That's always going to be a good defense for you. Man, I put a good swing on that one, too. A little bit early. Pitching me low and outside. I wish I could. I don't know. I need, like, good timing on that. I mean, that's beautiful PCI placement. I did all I could there. Just a little bit early on that one. Had to wait back a little bit longer. Still got it pretty good off the bat, but would have liked this. If that one would have gone over the wall, that would have been huge. And then just a little bit under that. I mean, my timing was great, and at that time I was just a little bit under that sinker. Otherwise, that's probably going over the wall as well. So we're retired there. In the sixth, he's got Mike Trout up now. I'm just kind of seeing how far I can go with Diekman for a little bit here, but I'm on alert. Look at that. See, like, look how dotted that sinker was. I've been dotting that sinker in that spot all year with Jake Diekman, and then comboing it with the slider. Like, this is the one that's just like, that's such a good swing. I can't tell you how good of a swing that is. That's kind of what separates like players that are like top 200-ish, and then players that are in the top 10, top 20. Like, that's such a look at the PCI placement and the timing. You know, we got ahead 2 strikes there. He recognized fastball too and just drove that pitch. So I remember just like in the moment thinking how good of a swing that was. I was like, that's a fantastic swing. All right, we're gonna go outside with this slider. He's gonna roll over on it. I do like that pitch more, and I like the inside slider. Like these sliders instead of the backdoor cutters and front side cutters. I like this slider. It's got a real weird movement and speed, and I think it combos really well with like an inside sinker, right arm right inside sinker. I feel like the right arm right inside slider really combos well. That's like an outside slider, but just throwing sliders in unpredictable spots. We're gonna go to Rob Dibble here as well, and we're gonna start him off with an inside cutter right here to see if we can get a strike. I'm not really I guess I was super late on that pitch release. I'm gonna go ahead off this tunnel and go back to a 4-seam fastball low on his side. That's gonna catch the zone 1-1. Now here's that front side slider that I'm talking about. Watch the movement on this. It kind of just drops off. Like, it looks like it's like mid-tier, maybe like a fastball, but it just kind of drops off. It's a lot slower, and it can hit for a strike as well. Going with the super heat on the inside, he's going to foul that off. He did a good job just even making contact. Pretty good PCI placement as well. Let's go back to that slider that I was talking about here. I love this pitch now. I didn't quite get exactly what I wanted to on the meter. Going back inside to this fastball, these like lower mid-tier fastballs sometimes can seem super fast, just in the way they look. 102, that's like a great job laying out that pitch. Now we're gonna go back to the outside on a slider here. He's able to hit that so well. God, that was a good swing, man. That was a good swing. We're fortunate to get out on that. I thought we pitched pretty well in that sequence, but wow, he was late on it a little bit, but the PCI placement was elite. All right, we're gonna go ahead and go back to the outside. What did I throw there? That's that backside slider. Let's see. Up and away with the heater. Probably gonna get him to be late on this if anything. He was late on it. He's trying to take it the other way, but let's see. He was late on it. Good swing though, nonetheless. All right, let's try this backside slider again. See if we can dot it up. And we're gonna get him to hit it on the ground. He's putting some good swings on this too.
Man, that was a good swing. He hit that hard, but we do get out of the inning unscathed. Now we got Jimmy Fox up 2 for 2. First time facing a righty with the lower righty stats. But he does still have the power, so if we can get the PCI on it, we're going to be good. We're going to take that pitch on the outside, swing over the top of that cutter. We were early on it, and we didn't. I thought we got the PCI better on that, but apparently we did not. Curveball, just extremely fortunate to foul that off. Probably should have been strike 3. And we're going to take the sinker. That pitch, I remember thinking to myself, like, I'm going to take the sinker. I bet he's going to sink it there. 1-2. I wonder if he's going to sinker again. He ends up throwing a cutter. Good combo. Should have had me. That's really like strike 3. I was not even trying to protect it. Just got lucky that wasn't there. And then with that one, just another dot. Rolled over on it, but I wanted to protect that. I'm just seeing how bad that, or how close I was to striking out on that cutter. So now we got Marcus Simeone up. He's got 2 strikeouts on the game, which is very rare for me with Marcus. Usually I'm doing very well with him. But this is our first right-on-right matchup. I do like hitting with him more right-on-right because he's got the 125. And that PCI is actually looking real good. 1-2, but I don't know. It's strange. Definitely, I don't know. Something about a swing. We're going to pop that into... Wow, that's a very fortunate hit. That's a very fortunate hit. That shouldn't have been a hit, but we got a break there. I don't know. That even could have been like the 125. But fortunate hit there. You're going to get a couple of them a game. You know what I mean? You're going to get 1 or 2 of those that are going to be like that for the most part. Maybe not. But, I mean, generally speaking, you're going to get a couple of them that you don't hit good that just go the trajectory of the ball based on your swing and everything like that. Just seems to go where they're not. So, we were fortunate on that one. And, gets us on that sinker. I thought he might go to a sinker there, and he did, and that's just like a big difference. You don't see him making swings like that where he's too late underneath the ball. Check swing on that. 4 strikeouts too late on that. And then that's not a bad swing on that cutter, really. Just a little bit not as perfect as it needed to be. Line out to the center field. Bottom 7 here. We got Rob Dibble on the hill. We're going to start him off with an inside slider to David Ortiz. He's done pretty well against Ortiz so far, really. Just popped it up a couple times. Going to go to the fastball on the inside. See if he's late on that. You know, after like tunneling that slider there, he is very late on it. Now let's go to the cutter and under his hands. Just kind of sticking with the tunnel on all those. He's out in front of that cutter. Put a pretty good swing on it, to be honest with you. But it wasn't a great swing. Now let's go to the outside with this slider. And look at that dot. Look at that dot. That pitch looks so weird because not everyone's really throwing it with the meta. And that was my favorite pitch of the entire game. I love that pitch. That was great right there. I don't know what you're supposed to do. That's just a weird read. And I just dotted it up. I was so confident with it. Let's throw that inside slider to Jackie. Look at that break. See that? Like, it's weird. And I do like seeing that pitch was working against him because I know if it's going to work against him, with most of the games that I play, for people that are like equal to or lower than my skill level, that's probably going to work out well if it's working out against him. Now I'm going to throw the fastball on the outside. He's going to foul that off. He was late on that. Now I'm trying like a real creative pitch. We're going up and in with the slider. This might not pay off, but we got an out on it. I missed where the location was, but I don't know how well he was on that. Let's see how well he was on that. Because that really didn't go too far. It's kind of a pop-up. I'm kind of curious. He was just under it. He was just under. So it was really a good swing. He just barely missed that. All right, Mickey Mantle up. I know I'm going to have the advantage in this situation because Mickey hits lefty so much better. So I really don't want to mess around too much. And I want to throw some strikes, but we got to throw that outside slider. He's over the top of that. It probably looked like it was right down the middle. He just barely missed that, but we'll take any strike that we can get. Up and away with the heater. Good layoff there too. Like, that was a very controlled check swing too. Now I look back at the footage. Very controlled check swing. Let's go to the inside with the cutter. He's going to swing over the top of it. I just know it's very tough to hit with Mickey Mantle in this situation. Your PCIs are basically the size of a pitcher. And we're throwing 102 gas to blow by him there. All right, so at this point, we're going to take out Rob Dibble. Ignore my hitting stats. Jim told me they're bad. They're real bad. I have a 100 average, I guess. And I did hit a home run with them today in a game that's I played real well today in my other games. So I didn't match up against Hana. But I did hit a home run with Jim told me. He's going to match up. I'm going to go with Ryan Braun. I have much better hitting stats with Ryan Braun. Here's that new, but not the new, but Josh Hader's like really good now. I really like using Josh Hader. I was throwing some nasty pitches with him, not in this game, but the game before this that I was obviously talking about a second ago that I hit that home run with Jim Tomey. He's really, really nasty. Look, people do not get me to swing that bad with Ryan Braun, and I really I really sold on that slider real bad. Like, that was a terrible swing in that situation. Got the cap up. That was a good swing, though. I was very early on that. I saw that well. Going to the outside, I'm going to foul that off. Just to see, how am I late on that changeup on the outside? Like, that's just bad. And then he dots a fastball on the inside, and I was like, my brain had to have been like, I'm thinking there's a slider there, and just so dotted. And that was a pretty good swing by me, honestly. Up and in with that fastball. I do like seeing myself pull that. Just couldn't quite get the PCI on it the way I wanted to. That pitch could still have gone over the wall. It just unfortunately ended up in a lineup. We don't have too much left here. We got the bottom of the 8th. We're going to bring in Rich Gossage. Looks like he's probably going and getting somebody ready for the bullpen there with that quick pause. And let's start off. Did I start with a sinker here? No, I started off. Yeah, I did. And then I think I tried the I do remember this. This is the slurve going for the backside. Like, these pitches are just so much easier to throw at the pinpoint. That one just did not go where we wanted it to go. That's a good swing by Posada. Just right back up the middle. Ball was hit hard. Let's see where his PCI placement was. I probably was doing that a little bit too much. You know, maybe just a little bit too much. I was enjoying it too much. But it's like, it's very difficult to pitch to these guys. You run out of pitches, you know what I mean? You run out of pitches. There was a good changeup. I've been trying to get better at my changeups, like just throwing my changeups better on the meter and just not letting it be an excuse to not throw a good one on the pinpoint. Low and away to the outside with the sinker. Get Jim Tomey to go around. Now he's got Mike Trout up. Start off with the sinker. Easily could have been a strike. Let's go to the outside with this SCV. Not a good pitch, but look at this play by David Ortiz. Like, what? What a ridiculous play by David Ortiz. That was not a high % chance of that happening, and it did. So we were able to get him out there. Last chance for us here. He's going to Dennis Eckersley, and we've got Chipper Jones. I really don't mind hitting off of Eckersley, but when someone like Hana's using them, I'm a little bit more scared. So he did have 95 on that sinker. That's actually pretty fast. That's faster than I thought. See, that's 91. That's more like in line with what I feel like he is normally, like a 91 slower sinker. 93, that's not too bad. I really like when the 95 is like as slow as it is, and like they have the 97 and 98. Such a big difference. We'll do the slider on the outside. I did not. This card blew a couple games for me, so I've kind of I haven't used them. It got me on that slider bad though. I was down bad on that swing. Look where my PCI was. It was down bad on that swing. I thought it was like down the middle or something. That's a great opening pitch too. Like, let's just start off with the fastball. We throw on like breaking pitches. Start with the fastball, establish strike one, so I'm already in the hole. It's such a 1-0 to 0-1 is such a big difference. Look how much, like, that's another bad swing by me on an outside pitch too. Waiting back way too long. Got to read arm side so much better in this film study. Goes inside, slider inside. Just gonna like let that go. Not a bad read by me. 2-2. And that's just a dot. Just got me. I don't know. Too many 2-2 counts. We see it back in the film study. It's just like there's so many 2-2 counts where I had to be swinging. It was an inside sinker. And I just like was not ready to swing. I was just thinking it's too much gonna be off the plate. And Jimmy Fox had a really good game. He's gonna pop out to right field, and that's gonna end the game. So that's basically our film review for this one. I hope you enjoyed this one. I don't know if we're gonna make too many videos like this one or like this anymore, but why not make this one? I feel like this is interesting. It might be interesting to someone to watch, and so I went ahead and recorded it for you and did this post comp. Make sure you subscribe if you enjoyed the content, and make sure you drop a like. I'll talk to you soon. Until then, peace out.